Good morning, students. Welcome back to history lecture. Today we are going to continue with chapter number 5, that is education. In the last lecture we studied the National Policy on Education 1986, then the use of satellite in education. Then we also studied about the Indira Gandhi National Open University, that is IGNOU, which was started in the year 1985. Okay, in Maharashtra also we have a open university, and the name of that university is Yashwantrao Chauhan Maharashtra Mugdha Vidyapit, and which was established in Nashik in the year 1989. Then we have also studied about the research institute, that is science. Okay, there are many research undertaken by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and which was benefited for the India. And through this committee they have invented many things. For example, they have invented the ink which is used during election. Then they have searched the medicines which are useful for the dangerous diseases like malaria, elephantiasis, and tuberculosis. Then they also develop the water purifying technology. Then the reduction of time required for the bamboo production. They also find out the DNA fingerprinting. Okay, they also study the genetic of Adivasis of Andaman and Nicobar, and they prove that those Adivasi tribe is 60,000 years old. They also develop the earthquake warning system, so it will help to give the sign of earthquake before it occurs. Even we have studied that neem and the turmeric or the variety of rice, that pattern was taken by the America. And actually if you are going to see, then those things we were using in our country many years ago. From many years we are using those things in our country, but the America, they have taken the patent on this. And after that, after appealing at international level, we have got our patents on the variety of rice. Okay, and they have also developed the digital encyclopedia which is available in 8 international languages. Now today we are going to move to the next. As I told you earlier, there were many research institutes or the higher education were started in India. So Indian youth or Indian students will not go to the abroad to take the higher education or to for the research purpose. So they will remain in India and they will work for India. In that, the first one is mathematics. So if you want to do the higher education or research in mathematics, then you have one research center, the National Institute for Research in Mathematical and Physical Science in Tamil Nadu, and which was established in the year 1962. So it is possible for us, if you want to take the higher education and if you want to do the research in mathematical and the physical science, then you can take admission in this institute. It encourages the highest level of research in mathematics. So it encourages the higher level of research. So you can do the higher level of research in mathematics. Then the second one is computers. In the year 1969, we made the first indigenous. Indigenous means the made in India. Computer named the ISIJU. Computer, as this was achieved by Indian Statistical Institute and Jawadhpur University working together, and that is why it named as I. I stands for Indian, as S stands for statistical, I again institute, and Jawadhpur, so J University. So they worked together and they first made the indigenous computer in the year 1969, and it named as ISIJU. In the year 1974, Tata Consultancy Service TCS obtained an American contract in the area of software production, and that was the beginning of software industry in India. So the Tata Consultancy Service, they have got the work from the America on the contrast basis. So whatever the work was done in America, that work was given to the TCS. Okay, and that was in India. So the many software companies have came up and they got the job from the other countries. For example, we have Infosys, Wipro. So these are the companies, they are doing the work of the other countries, which was, it should be initially done in their countries, but because of the salary matter, they are doing this in our country. Because if you are going to see the lifestyle of American people, so their salary will be high. So in case of India, as compared to the America, the salary is less. So that is why the American companies started giving job to the Indian companies. As the Indian people are also educated, they have the knowledge about the software, even they are good in English. So that is why they started giving jobs to the different companies in India. And because of this, the development happened in India, and it was the beginning of software industry in India. And if you are going to see in the world, the most of the people in the world are in this industry, they are in a software industry. Computer also help to set up the speed of scientific research. So the scientific research also speed up because the computer can work quickly than men. In 1987, America refused to allow India to get a supercomputer. Supercomputer means the computer will have a super speed. Okay, so they refused to give computer to the India. The Rajiv Gandhi government, when the Rajiv Gandhi was a prime minister, decided to develop a supercomputer indigenously. So when America refused to give the supercomputer to India, that time the Rajiv Gandhi was a prime minister. So he decided to develop a supercomputer indigenously. So they are going to made the supercomputer in India itself. In the year 1988, the central government established the Center for Development for Advanced Computing, that is CDAC, okay, in Pune. And in 1991, the center under the leadership of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar developed the Param 8000 supercomputer. You can see the picture of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar. So under his leadership, they have developed the Param 8000 supercomputer. So you can see the image, that is the CPU of the computer. As the supercomputer is very fast, it is very speed, that is why the CPU is also big. So the central government, they have established the CDAC in Pune, and under the leadership of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, they developed this supercomputer, and the name of this computer is Param 8000. Now next we are going to move to the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, that is BARC. This institute has conducted valuable research in the fields of nuclear physics, solid state physics, spectroscopy, chemical and life sciences. So if you are interested in this following field, so you can choose this institute. Okay, and this institute is using the nuclear energy for the peaceful manner. Even they have started a school to train the scientists for setting up the nuclear reactor. So before that, we have to take the help of other countries for this purpose, but now this BARC has started giving training to the scientists, so we can also set up the nuclear reactor. Now next we are going to study about the engineering. Indian Institute of Technology, IIT. India's first IIT was set up at Kharagpur in West Bengal in the year 1951. The objective of this institute was that higher and advanced education in all branches of engineering should be available in India and meet the country's needs. So as there are different branches like civil engineering is there, then automobile engineering is there, computer engineering is there. So all these branches, they want to make the higher and advanced education. So the best engineer will be produced from this institute, and that is why they have set up the world class IIT institute in India, and those engineers will definitely meet the country's needs. The engineering colleges at Powai, Chennai, Kanpur, and New Delhi were converted into IITs. The Soviet Union, America, Germany, and UNESCO also extended help to set up these institutes. So in India, we have a different engineering college, in that the Powai, Chennai, Kanpur, New Delhi were converted into the IITs. Even the Soviet Union, America, Germany, and UNESCO, they helped to set up these institutes. The IITs in India were given the status of deemed universities, and BTech and AmTech courses were started there. Deemed university means they can make their own syllabus. So don't have to follow the syllabus of other colleges or the universities. They can make their own syllabus. For example, our school is following the syllabus which is given by the Maharashtra board. And if you're going to move to the deemed school, for example, then that school will have their own syllabus. They will not follow the syllabus which is given by the different state boards. And they have also started the BTech. BTech means the Bachelor of Technology, and AmTech means Master of Technology courses they have started. Admission through the entrance exams. If you want to take the admission in this IIT colleges, then you have to give the entrance exam. Nominal fees and reservation for students are special features of the IIT institutes. So the nominal means very less compared to the other colleges. So IITs, they having a very less fees, and the some seats are reserved for the students of ST and SC classes, and that was a feature of the IIT institutes. In the decades from 1970 to 1980, a large number of IIT students began to leave for foreign countries, causing the brain drain crisis. Brain drain means the movement of the high skill or the educated people to the country and where they can work in better condition and earn more money. So the same condition happened over here. The students, they were taking the admission in IIT, they were studying in IIT, and after passing out they were moving to the other countries for the job opportunities, and that was a loss of India. Okay, because they are taking education in India and after that they are moving to abroad and they are settling over there and they are working for the other country. Okay, and that is called as a brain drain crisis. However, this situation changed after 1990, and this situation was changed after 1990 as many job opportunities also available in India. Many people, those who have traveled to other countries, they came back to India and they worked for the betterment of India. They also got the jobs in India, so they started staying in India itself. So the condition changed or the situation changed after the 1990. The IIT students or the engineer students, they started getting jobs in India also. The IIT were also established at Guwahati, Assam in the year 1994 and Roorkee in the year 2001. The Roorkee comes in the Uttarakhand. Next, we are going to learn about Indian Institute of Management. Suppose I am an engineer and I am going to run a company or an industry. For that industry, I need someone who will manage my industry very well. And for that, I need a person who is having a skill in managing the industry or a company. So for that, we have to develop course so that person will able to manage the industry or the company. As a high quality engineers were graduating from IITs, the center and the Gujarat government started the Indian Institute of Management to mold skilled managers. So if we want to do the manager, then we have to separately teach those students, and that is why the center and the Gujarat government have started the Indian Institute of Management to mold the skills of managers. Harvard Business School in America helped to set up IIM Ahmedabad. Other IIMs have been set up at Kolkata, Bengaluru, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, and Shillong. So, in that setup, the Harvard Business School also helped from America to set up the IIM in India, and they set up the first IIM in Ahmedabad, that is in Gujarat. Then other centers are also there in Bengaluru, Lucknow, Kozhikode means in Kerala, Indore, and Shillong. Next is, do you know? Systematic training in any aspect of film making is given at the Film and Television Institute of India. Facilities were made available for imparting scientific training at this institute in all aspects of filmmaking, such as direction, editing, and acting. This institute inherited the legacy of the Prabhat Film Company of Pune and became famous all over the world. So if you want to make your career in the film and television industry, then you can take the training from the Film and Television Institute of India, and they provide all facilities or providing the trainings, direction, editing, and acting. And this institute is inherited the legacy of Prabhat Film Company of Pune and become famous all over the world. So, then the National Institute of Design. This institute was established in Ahmedabad in 1961 for the purpose of imparting training in industrial design. So, for example, if I want to take the training in industrial design, then I can go to this National Institute of Design and I can take the training. So different courses are available in that institute, like basic design, graphic design, product design, visual communication. So all those courses were started in the year 1963 and 64. So this institute have also designed the transistor radio and the calculator. They have also designed the logos of Indian Airline, that is the Air India, and the State Bank of India. So in short, they have designed various products and the logos of various companies. Next is research institutes in medicine. So if we want to develop this in India, then we have to undertake the various research in medicines. So there will be need of developing new medicines and the new technologies so we can treat the patients, and that work is done by the research in medicines. In the post independence period, In 1949, the Indian Council for Medical Research ICMR was established for conducting research in the medical field. So after independence, the Indian Council for Medical Research was established for conducting research in medical field, and it was given the responsibility of cooperating with the universities, medical colleges, government and non-government research institute, and giving them guidance and financial support for research activities. So there are many universities, they were cooperating with each other, even the medical college and the institute, that government and non-government research institute, they were cooperating with each other, and under the guidance and the financial support they were doing the research activity. As we all know, there are different medical colleges are there, they are preparing the students for the doctor. So with the help of those students, they were finding the research, they were doing the research activity to find out the medicine. And because of that, they have established 26 centers at the different parts of the country for the research on various diseases. And because of this research, it made it possible to control over the tuberculosis, that is TB, and leprosy. In Hindi we called it as kushta rog. Leprosy means kushta rog. So and this was possible because of the Indian Council for Medical Research. Before that, we used to buy the medicines for those diseases from another country. So ICMR have done the research and they have found out the medicine for the tuberculosis and leprosy. The All India Institute of Medical Science AIIMS was established to give further impetus to advanced education and research in medicine. So it is just like a IIT or IIM. So after doing the doctorate, if you want to do the advanced study or advanced research in medical or medicines, then this college provides the courses, and the name of the college is AIIMS, that is All India Institute of Medical Sciences. It was given the responsibility of undergraduate and the postgraduate courses in medicine. So they are doing the responsibility of undergraduate and the postgraduate courses in medicine. Colleges for undergraduate and postgraduate education in most branches of medicine, good research facilities, and well equipped hospitals are the significant feature of this institute. So, in these colleges or in this hospital, they were having a good research facilities. Even the well equipped hospitals are the significant feature of this institute. So, they are providing the well equipped or the good research facilities in this institute, so they can, the doctors, those are becoming doctors, so they can do the study also, and they can do the research, or they can practice the, for example, you have seen in Mundabai MBBS picture, in that the college is also there and the hospital is also there, so the one who is becoming a doctor, they can do the practice over there. Even this institute, they also provide the medical treatment to the common people at nominal rates. Nominal means very few charges they are taking. It was established special colleges for training in nursing and super specialty centers for treatment of disorders of heart, brain and eyes. So even they have established the specialty centers like treatments of disorders like heart, eyes or brain. If somebody want to study about the heart, if somebody wants to study about the brain or the eyes, then all those courses are available. Okay. For further development of medical field, the Medical Council of India was restructured in the year 1958 and was entrusted with the task of determining criteria for quality of medical education, its supervision and inspection. So in the year 1958, the medical structure of India was changed. It was restructured. New syllabus was developed and the quality of medical education was developed. And its supervision and inspection, there was a supervision and inspections of medical colleges and the private hospitals. So if anything bad is happening over there, then they can cancel the certificate of that doctor, so that doctor cannot practice anywhere in India. So all those things they have started, they started supervising, they started inspecting. This institute have the responsibility of conducting research on various diseases. Even this institute, they having the responsibility to conduct research on various diseases. As we know, there are different diseases are there, so to find out the research, to find out the medicine, that was the responsibility of this institute. Next is, do you know? So in the year 1969, the Central Council for Research in Indian Medicine and Homeopathy was established to conduct research and bring about development in the Ayurvedic, naturopathy, Unani, and homeopathy system of medicine. If you are going to see, then basically whenever we are falling ill, that time we are going to the doctor and we are taking the medicine. So that is the allopathy. But ancient times, the people were using the Ayurvedic medicines. They were taking the Ayurvedic, naturopathy, or Unani, or the homeopathic medicines. And whatever we have doing right now, that is allopathy, we have taken from the foreign countries. So basically India was following the homeopathy or the naturopathy or Ayurvedic medicine from many years, from ancient times. In the year 1979, this institute was dissolved and replaced by three others, namely the Central Council for Research in Unami Medicine. Then the second one is Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, and the third one is Central Council for Research in Yoga and Natural Cure in accordance with their respective clinical methodologies. So the first, it was only one institute, and in that one institute they were studying all those three or four. But after that, in after the year 1979, it was dissolved and replaced by the three others. So they have made the three branches or the three centers. Next is cancer research. The Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer is a branch of Tata Memorial Center. So in India, one of the best hospital for the cancer treatment is the Tata Memorial Hospital. Okay, so they are having a advanced treatment and they are doing the research and education in cancer in the branch of the Tata Memorial Center. So they are studying over there, they are doing the research and they are giving the best treatment to the people. It functions as a national center for treatment, research and education in relation to cancer. So they are doing the all the research related to the cancer, or they are giving the treatment related to the cancer only, and that was a function of this college or the Tata Memorial Hospital. Now next is Research Institute Agriculture. If you want to take more and more production in agriculture, then it is very much necessary that we have to do the research in agriculture. And for that we should have a developed seeds, we should have a fertilizers and the pesticides. So with the help of that we can increase the production in the farm. And for that, research in agriculture sector is very important. In India, research in agriculture had begun as early as 1905. The Indian Agriculture Research Institute was given the status of a university in the year 1958, and work began in departments such as development of agriculture sector, research, well-equipped laboratories, soil science, agriculture science, economic, botany, and other departments. So, in the year 1958, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute had given the status of university, and the work began in the department such as development of agriculture sector. So, they have started developing the agriculture sectors, they started doing the research. Well equipped laboratories, even we require the well equipped laboratories, so they have started those sectors. Even the soil is very important. Okay, so they started the soil science, they started studying the different soils. In that soil what type of production we can take. Agriculture sciences, they started studying about the agriculture science. Economic botany means study of plants. Then other departments were also started. They also done the research on wheat, pulses, oil seeds, vegetables and many other problems. So they also started doing the research on the seeds like wheat, pulses, oil seeds, vegetables and many other problems which the farmers were facing. And they find out the good quality seeds, so it will help us to take the better production. Its most significant achievement is the fundamental research it has conducted on the methods of taking multiple crops in a year, which has been a great benefit to the farmers. Means in a year they are going to take a multiple crops, means the many crops, not a one crop, because before that farmers they used to take only one crop in a year. So they did the research and they find out the how we can take the multiple crops in a year, and according to that they have developed the seeds and the pesticides or the fertilizers. So there will be the more production in a year, more crops will be grown and the farmers will be benefited. This institute maintains a library at its head office in Delhi, which is the biggest agriculture related library in the country. Even this institute, they have a library, and in that library they have the agriculture related books, and it is the biggest agriculture related library in a country, and they have maintained this library at their head office in Delhi. So here is the end of the lesson. In this chapter we have studied about the primary education, secondary education, then some steps were taken by a government like open university they have established. Even they have started the research institutes like science, then the technologies and different technical education like IIT, the IIM. Then they have done the research in medicines also and research in agriculture also. So all those things they have done, so there will be the development of India, and literacy rate of India will also increase.